It's Sunday, August 28th. Hello, it's Bear.
Hi! Oh my goodness, what an honor to talk to you. Well, yeah, your video is just amazing. Between the nature scenes and your narrations and your spots of wisdom. But thank you for calling in. Let's get down to this. I know your message. You're okay to talk right now, right?
I have plenty of time. I'm a man blessed with time.
I know, the voice is a little bit low. I think my phone is just messed up, but I can hear you, but not quite that loud. But I know your message is a rainbow. Welcome your fellow man, walk gently on earth, connected spirit. But why do you think God chose this point in history to send that message?
Well, I mean, everything's coming to a head. It's like this election. The planet is it's sick from the way we've polluted it. I look out my front yard and I see a third of the vegetation is dead, if not more.
On your property or outside your property?
Oh, that's outside my property. It's my view.
Your view.
Yeah, what I see. Yeah, on my land, same thing. Probably a third of the dead vegetation is dead. My well is doing fine, and like my fruit trees are doing fine, but the rest of the mountain's dying. It's like it feels like it's an arc.
How have we polluted it?
Because we have become rich from the blood of the mother, from oil. That's the blood of the mother, and we're consuming her like leeches, and the waste from that from using the excess of the mother has polluted it so that we can't live here anymore. Not in the numbers and the fashion that we're doing.
Okay. And you also think it has anything to do with how people treat each other these days?
Well, I think it has more to do.
Do you think it's more materialism and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more the way we treat animals, the way we treat pigs and cows and chickens. It's like we use them for food and we give no compassion to them, and so in turn we're treated that way by the oligarchy, the people that are really in power, and they're just like trying to extract all the wealth they can out of us. So I mean, I think everything's coming to a head. People are like frustrated and they're tired of being controlled by a few hundred people. And
I'm not tired of being controlled by a few hundred people.
Yeah.
And those are people in the United States or elsewhere?
That's the oligarchy, the ones who are in charge, the Rothschilds, the Kochs, I mean, those kind of people. The ones that are like ridiculously rich billionaires who are not doing it in a sustainable way. They're trying to eat the earth. They're trying to consume the earth. They're using the wealth of oil to get where we're at, and where we're at is not sustainable. We're the earth may be able to give us the energy we need. Like they're doing the tar sands up there in Canada. They're literally consuming the earth to get the energy out of it. We're eating the flesh of the earth, and it's poisoning us.
Okay. Oh, and speaking of the election, what do you think will happen?
Well, I think that they picked Hillary a long time ago. It's obvious that it's rigged, and it's like anyone who doesn't see that has got their eyes closed. And I think nothing's going to stop anyone from being, or no one's going to stop anyone. No one's going to stop her. She's going to be president. It's fixed. It's fixed.
Huh.
It's been fixed.
Yeah. I saw a statement you made that humanity has fallen off a cliff. How has humanity fallen off that cliff?
Well, because the trees that are dying in my front yard, they're a domino. They're a domino in a series of dominoes, and things are going to continue to keep happening. Right now it's the trees, but in the fire and the drought, and it's just going to keep happening. It's going to turn to food, where we don't have enough food to feed all the people that are right now, and then energy. I don't see it continuing to work as well as it does now. And I just I just see change coming. You know, it can't keep going the way it is. It's not sustainable.
After the changes happen.
I think the only way people are going to be living after the change, or even coming up pretty quick, is if they live locally, if they live sustainably, if you know where your water comes from and you have a reliable source, if you know how to grow food, or if you have people around you that know how to grow food, if you know how to live with the plants, if you know how to live like locally without getting stuff from the outside, because I just think the system we have is going to collapse. It can't keep going.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that people are going to be living a more agrarian lifestyle and living more in the mountains and things and less in the cities. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think the cities are not sustainable. It's like if there's not enough, they're going to be the first people who are going to do without. Because they have nothing. They can't grow any of their food. Most cities don't have their, it's an artificial water supply, especially like in LA. It doesn't come from there. It comes from someone else. If that system breaks down and there's no water, it's like it can't sustain all those people. LA is just sustained by a massive nonstop stream of trucks. Trucks coming in on diesel, bringing food, bringing materials, bringing gas. All that is all artificial and not sustainable.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I did see your video of the Ponderosa pine forest.
Yeah.
With the many orange trees, just some green ones. First of all, did you film that from your own property or somewhere else?
Yeah, I was standing on my front yard.
Wow. And did all those trees die was it drought or fire, or what was that?
They say it's from the bark beetles, but the bark beetles only were able to do it because the trees are weakened by the drought. So yes, it's the drought.
I see.
Yeah.
So the trees were already weakened from the drought.
Yeah.
And I guess it still looks like that right now?
Yeah. What's happening is like all the leaves are falling off, so it's like more and more. It's just like telephone poles. It's not quite there yet, but it's getting there. It's going to be there, there's a bunch of telephone poles up in there, and then you're going to start hearing them crash. I know I can just hear the day when I got my windows open and then,
right.
And you
actually, I've seen a lot of burning scenes that you've taken videos of.
Yeah.
Now, in one of them, you said it looks like LA burning.
Yeah.
Isn't San Francisco closer to where you live? Why does it look like LA burning?
Oh, because I grew up in LA. I was born and raised there. I lived there until I was 22, and I worked for LA County Fire Department. I fought fires during Santa Ana winds in LA, and the scene that I saw in the mountains. This was from a video that didn't have any. This is from a video that didn't have any video. It's just audio because it was dark. That you're talking about, and what I saw. Yeah. Yeah. So what I saw looked like this scene from this movie called Blade Runner, where it's like LA in the future, and there's just fires, and I've been seeing this thing. The very next video that I posted after the Double Rainbow video, it's called Right After Double Rainbow or something like that. I talk about LA burning. I talk about Santa Ana winds. Or an earthquake hitting during Santa Ana winds. And everyone I talk to who lives down there is like, yep, if that happens, LA's going to be gone. And CNN even got this documented. CNN. Yeah, it's on when
let me ask you, is that the video you're driving along with your daughter, or is this a different video you're talking about?
That's two. That's one of them. That's the one that CNN linked to. But they also wrote what I just said about how LA burns to the ground. That's in the text part of the interview. That's not in the video.
Is
Yeah.
there another video? Well, what is the title of the video I'm missing so I can go back and look at it?
There's one called Right After Double Rainbow or After Double Rainbow.
Oh, that's the title. Okay.
Yeah, that's the title of it. And then there's also one called. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I'm pretty good at
Okay,
this.
so part of why you said LA Burning is part of, from what you saw as, besides the movie, it's part of what you saw as a firefighter in LA.
Yes. And it's just math. It's just math. You know, I'm just doing the math of like the Santa Ana winds blow for 6 weeks a year and earthquakes happen all the time. When those two hit at the same time, that's it. That's it. The LA's going.
Yeah, let's get that down. The Santa Ana winds blow 6 weeks per year, and what did you say about the earthquakes?
There's earthquakes all the time.
Right.
Right. All right. Let me
You're
see.
saying they happen at the same time.
Yeah, if that happens at the same time, if that happens, I don't know when, but it's like a high likelihood.
At the same time.
Yeah,
If it happens at the same time, what did you say the result is?
LA is going away. They're going to count the survivors. There's going to be like 90% destruction.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I see. Now, I don't know when that's going to happen. I don't know if that's going to happen. I just know that if it does happen, and there's a high likelihood that it could, LA is going away.
Right.
Yeah, right, let me see. So it's called...
I also saw there was a San Francisco rainbow on your 50th birthday. Does that mean
That-
anything for San Francisco?
I don't know. I don't know if that's connected. All I know is I got this psychic energy from them on my 50th birthday because that's when I had that vision of where this is called in the moon. All right, so if you type in right after on my channel, the next video that I did after Double Rainbow is called Right After Double Rainbow, and I talk about that. But then if you
Oh, okay, I'll go back to that.
yeah, and then there's another one called Vision of Destruction.
Yeah, I definitely saw that.
Yeah, and then let me see if I can find the other. That one is the clouds that look like they're on fire. It looks like a forest fire, but it's just the clouds, right? And then it's so trippy. Right after that, on Father's Day, that fire starts and the volcano the mountain that's in the Double Rainbow video blows up like a volcano.
Wow.
Right? Have you seen that Double Rainbow fire video?
Oh, what's the name of that so I can get
Double Rainbow fire.
Oh, no, I gotta look at that. Okay, so that was right after Vision of Destruction?
No, it was on Father's Day, or it started on Father's Day.
On what year again? That was
Let me see. Vision of Destruction was let me look. I got it right here. I posted that on September 9th, my birthday, or right after my birthday in 2012, and the Double Rainbow Fire I think was 2013. Like the next Father's Day, which are both important days to me.
Hang on, I'm gonna review everything.
Okay,
What was that?
those are both important days to me.
Oh, Father's Day and your birthday.
Yeah. Okay, there's another one called,
June.
huh?
I thought you said September 9th, but you're saying Father's Day is in June.
Yeah, that the next Father's Day, like the next important day to me.
Oh, right.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
So
definitely gotta check that
The
out.
rainbow on my birthday happened on my 50th birthday, right before I got this vision. That was sending psychic energy towards me because everyone who was in that stadium had to be thinking about me, because whenever anyone sees a double rainbow, they start quoting me. And everyone would be quoting me, and whoever didn't know would be going, why is everyone saying that? So I had that whole stadium thinking about me on my 50th birthday.
But you're saying you could feel that even before you knew about the rainbow?
It wasn't about feeling it, it was about what happened.
Right.
Right. All right, so there's one called Vision Vlog. If you just go on my channel and type in Vision.
Okay.
Let me,
So Vision Vlog. I'll definitely
Vision
look that up.
Vlog. There's one called Vision, Moon Vision or something. It was completely in the Moonrise, audio only. That's it. Moonrise parentheses audio only. That's the one where I see the vision of LA burning. But it was too dark for me to record, but I recorded the audio.
You know what? I did see that. I didn't realize it was on a special day. So I'm gonna
That
go
was my
back.
50th birthday. That was right after that rainbow came in San Francisco. I know, right? Right. So my videos are visions. You know, like prophets in the old time, they had visions. I turned mine into videos. That's what the double rainbow video is. It's a vision,
I agree.
right?
Now, all those visions, I know there's visions of fire and moons and rainbows. Anything I'm missing?
Let me think. Oh, have you seen the I don't know if this is like something that you're interested in writing about, but have you seen the video that's my video if you're not subscribed?
Oh, what's it called? If you're not subscribed?
Yeah, if you go to my channel like not as a subscriber, just like, you know, someone who's not logged into YouTube.
Yeah.
It goes to, let me see. Hold on. The name of the video is shoot. Hold on, why is it moving so slow? Double rainbow weed. Yeah, that's what it's called.
Rainbow weed, L-E-A-D?
Weed, no, weed, W-E-E-D. Double rainbow weed. So if you could just, yeah, so that's what you see if you log on to my channel as not a subscriber. So that's why you haven't seen it, because you're a subscriber, right?
No, I'm actually not. I looked at everything. I probably looked at 100 videos and I'm not a subscriber.
Okay, so then if you go to my channel, it should take you to that double rainbow weed.
Okay.
That explains. Yeah, that explains how I'm growing marijuana for what God's telling me to do it.
You're sure that God's telling you this?
Yeah, if you watch the video, If you watch the video,
Okay. All right.
yeah.
All right.
And then read the CNN thing too. They talk about it, how I'm growing pot for epilepsy and stuff like that.
Okay, and you yourself, I saw somewhere that you have a prescription for it. Is that for your ankle injury?
Yeah, it's for just pain in general. The ankle messes my knee up, and that messes my lower back up, and yeah, I'm in a lot of pain all the time. Have you seen any of the videos of my ankle? How messed up it is?
I saw that you were in a lot of pain.
Yeah. If you type in ankle on my channel, it comes up, and you see like how crooked my ankle is and how I don't walk over it. It's all my legs all.
Is that from the cage fight?
Yeah, not the fight. It's from training.
Oh, training. How
Yeah.
long did you train before that fight?
A year. I trained a year before the fight, and then I trained probably another 6 months after the fight, and then I broke my ankle, and then I stopped training.
You
Yeah.
actually broke it. There was a break.
It's broken and it healed wrong. It's broken and it healed wrong, so it's all crooked. But you know, I used cage fighting to lose 180 pounds.
I think I read that, yeah.
Yeah.
And you lost 180 pounds. And you gained the weight while working as a truck driver, right?
Yeah, I gained 200 pounds driving truck,
Yeah.
and I lost 180, and then I broke my ankle, and so since then I've probably gained 90 back.
Well, can I ask how much you are now?
375.
And it must be so hard because you can't...
It sucks. It's really hard, but I still get out. I climb, I hike, I swim. You know, I'm still real active. I'm fighting for it.
Yeah.
Huh?
So you climb, and you swim, and you hike.
Yeah. Yeah, there's that one video that I just made called double. If you just go to my channel and type in rainbow swim or Yosemite Falls rainbow swim, that shit comes up. I've done it the last 3 years. I gotta hike this.
On your property, or you have
No, there's nowhere to swim on my property, but there's swimming close by. Yeah, there's a river close by, and then I swim laps in town pool. Like I had appointments in town all the time. Or if I got to go to town, I base it around what time I got to swim. So I do lap swimming. Yeah, I mean it helps to like maintain the weight so that I'm not gaining.
Right. Now, can you describe a little bit about how God communicates with you and how long this has happened?
I mean, some people call it thinking.
Okay. So you have
But
questions and they're just answered.
yeah, it feels like I get downloads. Sometimes it feels like something physical hits my head, like boom. Like the first time I was doing an interview, I can't. It was like the first interview that came, and he asked me, "So what does it mean?" And it was like something hit my head, and it popped into me, and that's what I said about love your fellow man. It was like boom, just like that.
Wow.
Yeah, I call them downloads. Downloads are Communications for Spirits. The same thing when I went on Jimmy Kimmel. This was really amazing. He asked me a question, and I said, I think it's a mirror. And it looked like I slapped him. And then he goes, speaking of mirror, and he pulls out a hidden box, and he pulls out a mirror, and he hands it to me.
Wow, so he didn't even know you were going to say that.
No, and I heard in my head say it's a mirror, say it's a mirror. It was twice. So I said, I think it's a mirror. Yeah, I heard it in my head.
Did you hear it in actual words? Or
Yeah. Just like I heard, just what I said right now. Say it's a mirror, say it's a mirror. That's what I heard in my head. And it said, I think it's a mirror. And it looked like I slapped him, I swear. You know what? You know what that was? That was a test to see if I was the real thing. He was like, Spirit worked through him and said, I'm going to give him these things, but I'm going to hide it. I'm not going to tell him till after. It was like a hidden box. I couldn't see it, right? The way they had it all set up, I saw how he did it. It was like either Spirit is working through him or that guy is a master genius and he just put it together. You know, but...
So you're saying that the second rainbow is the mirror of the first, or you're saying it's the mirror of ourselves when we look into it?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, okay, so can you give me an example? Like if someone looks into it and, I don't know, thinks nasty things and they're nasty people, can you give me an example?
Well, if you read the comments on the Double Rainbow video, that's like so many people think it's drugs because that's the only way they could understand it. That's the only thing they can relate it to. Some people think it's like a sexual experience because that's what they're pulling out of what they see. You know, and some people think, wow, you're enjoying nature, which is the same as God. You know, they think some people understand, hey, yeah, you got visited by God, you know, but you know, so I mean, how many times do I say, oh my God, in that video? Because God's right there in front of me.
Right. I agree with that. I completely agree with that. Now, if you're walking around in nature and you have questions in your head,
Yeah.
you find an answer flow through you, flow through you, and if so, are there any examples you give?
It's just answering you, you know, I mean,
Right.
you know what I mean? It's how I live my whole life. It's called thinking.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's no separation between me and spirituality or me and nature or me and God, because God flows through me. He's in my head. So then because my head is God, you know what I mean?
Do you pray?
My whole existence is there's almost no, I mean, yeah, I do pray, but there's almost no need to because I'm in constant communication. You know, it's like, oh, do you have a special time to talk to this one person that's sitting next to you? Sometimes, but sometimes you just do it, you know, or it's just like your regular life is that, you know, that's how I live that's how I am. That's how I live my existence. I am in communication with Spirit because I am a spirit. I just happen to be in a body at the moment.
Right. Now, when you were little, did your parents practice any religion? Were you baptized or?
Yeah, you know what? I got them into all the religions. I was always going, like, when the Seventh-day Adventists came, I was like, I walked in front. I want to be saved. I want to see what this religion is about. I was Seventh-day Adventist, and I got my mom into it, but she kind of gave it up. But I went to a Seventh-day Adventist school. I wanted to see what it was like, you know. Yeah, I was baptized Catholic. There was a Baptist church across the street from me. And so I went there, and I was always interested, and I was always someone who volunteered for everything. You know, if there was someone asking for a volunteer, I'll do it. I'll try it, you know, whatever. I don't care. And then I got into Mormonism, and I was a Mormon for a long time. Yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty close, but it's like I understood that it's been taken over by men. You know, so, you know, but I mean, that's what wrecks religions, I think, is because people get into it and then it's like it's about them and it's about what they think, not what it was originally set up to be. Which is this is why I never want to be head of a religion. You know, that's not me.
Now back to you growing up. Both your parents were they both born in California?
Yeah, and
okay.
Yeah, and my grandparents too.
And your grandparents.
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't speak any Spanish, right?
No, my grandparents did, but that wasn't I don't think that was their first language. They just were around it so much, and my parents kind of spoke Spanish as a second language just because we lived in LA and it was easier to get by. But I never learned it, and it was just like, it was just not in my thing.
And more about growing up. Your father drove, was it a city bus?
Yeah, for LA, for the Rapid Transit District for LA City, or for the LA County, or it was like Southern California Rapid Transit.
Moved to the suburbs?
Yeah, we moved to the suburbs. What?
He still was a city bus driver when you moved to the suburbs?
Yeah. They had this extension out there where he went. It was a good opportunity for us, and we got a great house with a swimming pool. We were all happy.
Okay, you have one sister. Is she older or younger?
She's 5 years younger. 5 years younger, and she's divorced.
Is she an artist? Is she an artist?
She's a photographer. She's a photographer. That's how she makes her living. I was telling her for so long, you know what, quit your job, just do what you want. And she was so scared, but she ended up doing it. She's a freelance photographer. She does weddings. She does all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
That's just how she makes her living.
Okay. And how many helicopters did you take rides in when you were an LA firefighter? How many helicopter rides did you?
How many rides did I have? Dozens.
Dozen.
Yeah.
Did you actually fight any fires?
Oh yeah. It's like we used to land in the hottest part of the fire, and we'd get out of the helicopter and we'd hit it. It was fun. It was exciting. Yeah, it was. I had a lot of pictures of that stuff, but that was like way in the old days when it was all prints and stuff like that. There's still a few here that in there that I've taken pictures of and put online, but there's not much of that stuff.
How many times did you actually fight a fire from a helicopter or landing or something like that?
Several dozen. I got to fly to Catalina twice and fight fire out there. We flew in the helicopter and fought fire out there. That was awesome. That was so cool. Yeah. I did it for almost 2 years, and you got to be on helicopter standby maybe twice a week, and that was during fire season, when there was a high fire danger. So yeah, I went on dozens of helicopter rides to go fight fires. One was on the 5 freeway, and I drive by there all the time. It's where we landed on the 5 freeway where they have that pyramid thing that goes down. Oh my God, it was just so. I drive by there all the time. I was like, I landed right there. We fought fire from right there. I also fought fire in Yosemite too.
That's right, because you got a job there.
Yeah, and then I worked on the big fire, the A-Rock and the Steamboat fire in 1990. I got on the forestry. I started on the road crew, and I heard one of the bosses ask for a swamper, and I was right there, and I said, I know how to swamp, and he hired me right there. I got hired on the fire crew, and I was on that crew for 6 weeks. They had closed the park at times. It was just incredible, man.
I understand your kids, do they both work for the park right now?
My daughter, her career is for the Park Service. She's a backcountry resource management crew leader for the Park Service, but she just started her graduate school in Humboldt State. Her intention is to be superintendent of Yosemite, and she's a Yosemite Indian. Yeah, and then the real thing, what she wants to do is she wants to bring the ceremonies to the other national parks like we got here in Yosemite. We have our ceremonies intact. We have the bear dance, we have the walk, we have spirit camp, we have sweats. It's all intact all year round. We have our ceremonies, and they're so powerful and so important. We want to bring that shit to the other parks. Like, we know that there's people that were removed from the other parks, and they had ceremonies. Our main thing, and we're a team, we want to bring the ceremonies back to the other amazing places like we have in Yosemite. We're the model. We want to spread it.
Yep.
That right there is powerful stuff. And rightfully so. My Double Rainbow guy's daughter, it's like, yeah. And I always knew that what's happening now was going to happen. I didn't know how it was going to happen. I knew there was going to be great power. I always thought it was going to be her who was going to do it. And it might still be.
Right. Now, just so I have it right, her goal is to be the superintendent of Yosemite National Park?
Yeah.
Okay, and she's in graduate school. Is she in her first year?
Yeah, she just started. Yeah, but she's going to the same school and taking the same program. that the current superintendent is doing. And I just saw him and I told him that, and I got it all on video too, and he's like, oh, that would be, what did he say? I told him, my daughter's following your footsteps, and he said, oh, she could be superintendent. I said, yeah, that's the plan. And then I said, she's an Awanichi Indian, and he turns around and he goes, I like that. And I got that whole thing on video, man. It blew me away. I'm so good.
What's the degree she's looking towards as graduate school?
The degree she's going for, I believe is park management. Yeah.
Park management.
Yeah.
And your son, he does not work for the park?
Not right now. He has worked for the park. He's also done archaeological observation for digs and construction sites. But right now he's just working at the burger stand like around the corner from his mom's house. That's where he lives. He lives with his mom in town. And he's really into the ceremonies. He's always done this. Both of them have always done the ceremonies the whole life. They never backed away. And whenever she's in town, we all do the ceremonies together, including their mom. You know, so like I'm still there with the mom and the kids, and here they are, 27 and 29, and we're still sweating together.
Nice.
Yeah.
And let me ask you the money. I think I read somewhere you made $40,000 so far from the.
That was on CNN. No, that's not really correct. It's a lot. I made a lot. I mean, that was from one deal. Yeah, that's what I've made from the song. Just the song alone, the Double Rainbow song. Yeah, the first. I mean, you know, I was a starving artist for a long time, living on $6,000 a year or less for like 6 years, and then I had gotten to the point where like I was out of like the money that I had saved, you know, and it was like, shit, if my car breaks down, I'm not going to be able to fix it. I was like at that point where it's like, oh, I'm down to zero, you know, and then I went viral, and it was like, oof, okay, now I don't have to worry because I know it's coming. And then it took like 3 months. I was still poor for like 3 months. And then the first Double Rainbow song check came in, $8,000. And then the next month it's $6,000. And then checks from all over. It's like, yeah. And you know, I never really put any ads on the Double Rainbow video itself. I turned down all that money.
Yeah, I did read that. That's
Yeah.
great because you said God instructed you not to do that.
Yeah. God instructed me, and it was a good move because everything I do from now on, no one can say, "Oh, you cashed in," right? Because the first thing that came, I turned down the money because no, you can't put an ad on God.
Right. You'll have no regrets in the future.
No, so way more has 10 times what I would have made from the ad has come in easily.
Right. Now, okay, you said you were making $6,000 a year before that. That was from, let's see, dog breeding?
Yeah.
What else was that?
Whatever I could do, photography, splitting wood or making firewood. I mean, just anything I could do.
Okay. YouTube?
I never made any money from YouTube. I didn't really understand that you could make money from that, and I didn't care because I never did anything to make money. You know what I mean? I was just doing what I was doing. I wanted to breed dogs anyway. I was cutting firewood anyway. You know.
Right. Can you say how much you make now from stuff, or you don't want to?
Oh my God! It's like I got a really good job. And all I got to do is just like allow the Double Rainbow video to be used here and here. I just got back from filming a big mainstream commercial for like a huge company for something that I really believe in, and they're gonna give me one of. I can tell you off the record, but you can't. I have a non-disclosure agreement, so it's for okay. So it's for a new phone. It comes out in October. If you can release this after October, you can talk about it. But it's for a new phone. Like they spent easily $100,000 filming my 30-second piece, and they shot the whole commercial on the phone that's coming out. It's that good. I know. They're gonna give me one too. I can't wait. Yeah, it's got a wide screen, and that's why it was perfect for my video, because I say you can't even capture it in the camera. Now this has a wide screen, I would have been able to.
Neat. Oh, wow.
I know. Oh, the piece that's coming out, I think I'm going to start getting movie roles or something. 'Cause I mean, it's that good.
Wow.
It's so crazy, right? I never wanted this or tried for it. It just came to me.
Yeah. God took care of you. What, to make sure you have your property right, you have, first of all, you have chickens and you eat the eggs from them?
Oh yeah, but I don't eat the chickens.
Okay, just the eggs.
And I have like 40 fruit trees and vegetable gardens.
I read that. Give me an example of something you have right now.
My best tree is my mulberry tree. I planted in 1990. I have almonds, apricots, 3 different apples, pomegranates, nectarines. I have blueberries, not blueberries. I have mulberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, peaches, elderberry. I mean,
Okay,
on and on. You know, I just can't. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, I saw that you read that you think the light of the sun represents God and rainbows represent the different colors of man. Do you mean what different colors of man? Do you mean skin color? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, skin color, like like Asian people and Indian people and black people. You know, it's like.
So you're just saying that they're all coming from God's creation.
Yeah.
All, do you have any more insights about the meaning of the rainbow since then?
I kind part of me thinks it's a portal to like the spirit world. You know,
Right.
yeah, and then it also can be a sign for like something that you're doing in your life. If you see a rainbow, it means you're going the right way.
Ah.
Right. And then it's also a mirror. It's a mirror for the person watching it. What they see in that rainbow, that's in them. Especially in my videos, the same way. I mean,
Okay.
I understood that God was right there. That God was that rainbow. He was taking the form of that rainbow. To me, when I got outside, it looked like a giant eyeball. Because like I'm a photographer, and you know how sometimes you see your eye in the reflection of the eyepiece. And I was like, that's what that looks like to me. That looks like there's an eyeball. And in Spanish, they called it arco iris. You know what I mean? Iris is the art. It's like a circle eye. It's like God. That's God's eye. God was in my front yard looking at me.
Yeah, I saw that in your videos. And I already put that in the chapter, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like.
Now, how many rainbows did you see before and after double rainbow?
I had been seeing them all the time. So many so that I was like, I had been started calling myself a rainbow caller. You know, because everywhere I went there was rainbows, and then people would take pictures of me, and there's like a rainbow aura in it. You know, it's like people are catching rainbows all around me, and it's been going on. And then what?
They would take pictures of you, and then they would come out with the rainbow even when you didn't even know there was one.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I'll be talking with someone, and we'll see the word rainbow on. You know what I mean? Bam! It'll flash. It's crazy, man. People call this thing that around me, like there's a vortex of magic that surrounds me, and people step into it and they're like, whoa, you know, that's trippy, you know. People call it the bear vortex. It's like this vortex of magic that just circles me, and you step into it and you feel it. You'll get the results of it.
Right. Are you talking hundreds of rainbows or dozens of rainbows?
Dozens before, yeah, dozens. But it seemed like, you know, everywhere I went.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I read that you knew something. You were telling your friends that you knew something was coming even before that, right?
yeah, I could feel it. I was like, something big's coming, you know. It's like, I don't know what it is, but it's like I could feel something huge is right around the corner for me. Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't just that you were seeing rainbows, you could just feel it inside you?
Wait, say that again?
That something was coming?
No, before that.
Something big was coming. Was
Yeah.
that because of all the rainbows?
No, I didn't know. I didn't know what it was. It was, I could just feel something. It's like, there's something out there that's going to happen to me that's going to make... I even went and told a friend, I was like, I feel this thing coming. There's something that's going to make me very powerful. And she's like, you're going to be powerful? And I was like, well, there's going to be a lot of power that's going to flow through me. And she was like, yeah. And then it was like, I had to go to her house right after I went viral because I didn't have a good webcam to do a CNN interview.
Now, did you tell a lot of friends you thought something big was coming, or just her?
I told everyone. I told everyone. I put it on Facebook. Yeah, I was telling everyone, man. I could feel something's coming. Like I went and got my teeth worked on the dentist, and they're like, "Well, we've done all we can do. The next thing you can do is going to cost you a bunch of money." And I said, "I think the money's coming for that." You know, and they're, and yeah, they were like, "What? How do you know?" You know, and I'm like, "I don't know. I just feel like something's coming that's going to make it so that I don't have to worry about money."
Right. And then you also were seeing all these rainbows before that happened, though. So did that give you further proof something was coming?
No, I didn't connect it.
You didn't connect it?
Nah. Well, when I shot Giant Intense Rainbow, my son and I were on our way to this ceremony called Dreaming a New World, where we put all our hopes and intentions into these crystals. And then we prayed over these crystals every 2 weeks. We'd go and have like a little ceremony. And then at the end of this 3 months, we went to, on the vernal equinox, we birthed those crystals and we planted them in the roots of a fruit tree so that they would bear fruition. And while as we're getting ready to go to that first ceremony, Giant Intense Rainbow comes and my son's there, and we're just like, I'm just tripping out on this pink sky and this rainbow. So it was like a sign, of that ceremony, and that this thing was gonna like launch me into what I'm doing now.
Right. So you were already calling yourself Rainbow Caller, and you separately felt that something big was coming because you could just feel it.
Yeah.
Connecting those two things.
Right, and then 2 weeks. Wait, let me tell you this part. 2 weeks before, I went viral. Or it was at the bear ceremony. My son was sitting next to me, and we were in a sweat lodge. And I felt like I was supposed to do something. And in the sweat lodge, I said, if I'm supposed to do something, I won't say no. And then, this thing was a super powerful ceremony. I mean, there was Indian elders in there, and we had bears running around outside, and there was bear skins on the lodge, and I just felt like I was supposed to do something, and that I was supposed to make it official that I was going to be a servant.
Wow.
I know, right?
Say that out loud or to yourself?
Yeah, I said it in the sweat lodge. I said it to the sweat leader. I said, because you can pray, you can pray in there, you can speak out loud in certain times. And I said, if there's something I thought when I was saying it, what was in my head was, I'm supposed to do the bear dance. I'm supposed to be a bear dancer. But I wasn't sure. Because they were saying, oh, whoever wants to be a bear dancer, they need to start working on it and everything. And I didn't feel called to do that. But I thought, if I'm supposed to do it, I will. So that's what I said. If I'm supposed to do something, I will. My calling wasn't to be a bear dancer. My calling was to be the double rainbow guy.
So you thought it might be to be a bear dancer.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I said it. But I guess it doesn't matter why I said it. The fact that I did say it was important. Which was like, I was just letting God know that I was ready to be a servant, completely. I've never said no to an interview. I've never. It's always been. It's like if we can schedule and it works for my schedule, I don't say no.
Okay, I'm looking over what I wrote so far, and I just want to make sure I have the facts right. You were 47 when Double Rainbow came.
That was in 2010. So I don't know. What's the math? 2010.
I'll figure it out.
40. No. Let's see. So I was born in 62.
Oh, 62, and then what was the date?
It was July. It was right before my birthday, or it started before my birthday on 2010.
What's your birthday?
September 5th.
Birthday, and I'll figure everything out.
September 5th.
September 5th,
Yeah.
1962. Okay,
Yeah.
great. And I was reading, and I love all the stuff you said about you consider the company an art and how you can keep going as the rest of the world crumbles. And you brought it uncultivated, and now you've carved out this farm with 35 fruit trees, or what, 40, I guess now?
Yeah.
And greenhouses. Do you have a greenhouse, or how many greenhouses?
I don't have any greenhouses at the moment. I have all these raised bed vegetable gardens, and we can cover them with greenhouses. So I have whatever I need. I have all the materials to build everything. I have all the money to build everything, and the eco village is almost finished. And I got people building the eco village. I have a composting worm tree toilet that I thought up myself and made, and then I have an outdoor kitchen, and then there's a solar shower, and then I have Uh-huh. And then there's solar panels that are not installed yet. They're in a silver trailer.
Okay, and the water well, what is that? Is that needs electricity, right?
Yeah, that needs electricity, but I'm like right on the verge of converting it to solar. I got 5,000 gallon water tank, and
Wow, fine. So you put down a 5,000 gallon water tank.
yeah,
Okay, and I love your comparison to Noah, who
yeah,
he you know, his arc, and you both are living at times when, you know, the planet's about to change and destruction and wait, let me make sure I make one right down here. Okay, and I love the part how you were emailing that you felt like Noah when you pushed send and your home filled with color and it remained in place for, was it an hour?
It was there for an hour, and then it came back the next day, and then another one came back like 3 days later, and then the power shut off through the whole county. That's what was trippy. And then, you know, it was really trippy was they shut off the power. The power got shut off all day in the whole county, and then like 2 days later they shut off the power all night to fix it. And then like the following month or 2 months, I had zero electricity bill. And they couldn't figure it out. I'm like, yeah, we triple checked it.
I never figured it out. Now, is this Mariposa County?
Yeah.
Okay, and I know you live outside Mariposa. What's the actual town?
There, I live just outside of the town in the mountain home zone, which is like there's not really a town. It's just out in the
Like your mailing address. What would it say?
Mariposa.
California.
It's Mariposa.
Oh, it's in Mariposa.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So is it correct to say you live inside or outside Mariposa?
I live in Mariposa County, but I don't live in the town. I'm 7 miles from town.
If I had to say what the exact town was, you'd say mountain. What do I say?
I mean, I live in the mountain home zone.
Okay,
It's not a town.
When you letter, do they write mountain home zone?
No, they just go to Mariposa. Yeah.
And
And
they don't rate Mariposa because the county does Mariposa, California.
yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Sorry, Pennsylvania's a little different.
Uh,
Okay, so you said it lasted a whole hour, but your video, how much is your video? Wasn't that 10 minutes?
the video is 3.5. The famous video is 3.5 minutes, but there's a lot of video that I shot and pictures that I shot that day, and that's all posted. All that stuff is up there.
So you didn't tape the whole hour, though?
No. I shot a lot of different videos because I didn't have the ability to edit in those days. Everything I did was one take. That's why the Double Rainbow video is so genius. It's just a one take, you know.
Right. Okay, well, and from what I understand, there are 43 million views of the original one, plus another, 40 million of the song?
Something like that, yeah. And then there's just hundreds of spoofs and you know, and then I'm in all kinds of popular videos. Like I was in the 10-year rewind. That's got over 100 million. And
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it's like
Got 100 million?
yeah, I got 100 million. I mean, that was made by YouTube.
Oh.
Oh, check this out. YouTube headquarters has the main meeting room called the Double Rainbow Room.
That's neat.
No,
Where is the YouTube? Have you seen that? Have you seen the headquarters, the room?
I haven't been in it, but I just found out that I have a contact person that said all I have to do is tell them when, and they can make it happen. So it's probably gonna happen pretty soon.
Where are they?
In San Bruno, it's in the Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you said during the video you were just lying on the ground most of the time trying to hold your camera because you felt the power of God.
Okay, so the video starts when I'm actually in my house. I'm actually like on the doorway of my house. The doors are always open in my house. And I'm walking down the stairs and there's a tree in the way. When I clear the tree, it feels like a giant hand pushes me to the ground. And it's like right after when you see the whole rainbow, like when I clear the tree, that's when I get knocked to the ground. So obviously God touched me. He touched me and he knocked me to the ground, and he spoke to me and through me.
Let me get again. So that's when you got knocked to the ground. So obviously God
Spoke to me and through me.
Okay. So
That was God speaking through me. I've never claimed it. You know what I mean? It's like that's not me. That's me channeling God. That's God using my body, my voice to speak. And you know, the video has affected humanity. It's it's like people watch it, they're hypnotized. Because you know, whenever you see that, if you see my video, whenever you see a rainbow from now on, you can't help but think of my video.
Right. That's true.
More proof it ain't me. More proof it's not me.
Right, exactly. Yep.
Right? No person could do that.
Let me get the countries you've been going out to.
In Brazil. And then all over the United States. I spoke at MIT. Oh, check this out. When I spoke at MIT, when I landed in Boston, I walked outside and there was a newspaper on the bench outside, and I was on the front cover. That's some juice when you can fly into Boston and be on the front cover of the newspaper.
And you were on the front cover because of your speaking engagement, right?
I was on the front cover because whoever owned that article thought I was fucking amazing.
So was that a university paper or a city paper?
That was a Boston Globe. I'm looking. No, Metro. There's a video. If you just go to my channel and type in Boston, it's all explained there.
Yeah, I knew you went to Boston. I didn't know it was MIT. Did you speak actually in an MIT building?
Yeah. If you type in RaffleCon, double rainbow, it comes up. ROLF, like roll on the floor laughing. RaffleCon.
Oh, okay. ROLL.
Yeah, roll on the floor laughing. There's a synonym, or there's like, what's that when you just have letters? ROLF.
So MIT flew you out?
Yeah, yeah, they paid for everything. Yeah.
Did you speak to these engineering and computer students?
Yeah, and I was like, they're going to be all skeptical. They're not going to be tuned to the fact that it was spirit. And you know what? They ate it up like it was candy, man. They were just all about it. And after I spoke, I was doing nonstop interviews until I went to sleep that night.
So your talk is on roll on the floor laughing.
Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. I'll tell you exactly what it is.
Yeah, I saw your whole Berkeley talk, the video.
Yeah.
I did not know you spoke at MIT. That's really neat. With all these high-tech computer people.
If you just go to my channel and type in ROLF, then yeah, ROFL.
ROFL. I'll
Yeah.
do that later, and then I'm sure it'll come up.
Yeah. RaffleCon, and then so the videos. If you click on the videos, then it takes you to all of the videos. Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah, Boston.
Oh, I'm at the Merced Amtrak.
I kind of just vlogged the whole thing, I talk about it.
Yeah.
Boston, morning, day one. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look at that later.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Oh, here it is. Speaking at Ralph. Speaking ROFL. That's the one. That's the one right there. That one's badass.
Oh, okay.
I blow them away.
Speaking at ROFL, the title.
Yeah.
Got that. Now, it's kind of double rainbow.
Yeah.
I know that 10 days earlier about the footage of the blue moon rising over the pine trees that you said is a sign you were emerging from a cocoon, and I read all that.
Yeah.
But at some point you said that you thought God was painting visions on your landscape to be seen and interpreted by you. Were you just starting to realize that at double rainbow time, or not till later, that God was painting visions for you?
I knew it before. I knew that was what was going on.
Okay, even before, was it starting with blue moon rising, or even before that?
No, it was before that. I knew that with my vision. I knew that my videos were visions. My visions. I was capturing my visions, and I was recording them so I could prove what I was saying.
Okay, so you knew, any in particular pre-double rainbow that were considered visions besides the blue moon rising? That you can think of?
I can't think of it right now. I'd have to go back and start looking at that stuff and see where I was
Okay,
at.
but you definitely had already started thinking that, though.
Oh yeah. I mean, you know, I had started thinking that so much so that when I shot the double rainbow video, I knew was important. So I knew I had to document at this place and time. This is what I'm thinking. You know, that was like that right after double rainbow. You know, it's like I knew I got a video of God, and that's why I'm starting to say this shit.
Gotcha. Now, when did you feel God was telling you you should document moons and rainbows? That was more recent, right?
Well, I mean, God started telling me that I should do video as soon as I saw myself on video the first time. It was like, oh, I'm supposed to do that. That's me. Someone got a video of me riding my motorcycle in Pismo Beach, and I was like, I have to do that. I was like, I'm gonna figure out a way to get a camera and make it work. You know, I put an ad. I got a credit card so I could have the money, and I bought a bunch of equipment, and then I put an ad in the local paper saying that I would record your event for free, and then I will sell the tape for $20. And I'd sell 20 tapes, and you know, in the 80s that was a lot of money, and I paid for all my equipment that way. And I never did it because I wanted to make money. I only did it so I could do it. You know, it's
Right.
like.
So that was even in the 1980s. You felt that God was telling you to document stuff on video.
Even before that, before I was supposed, I started writing a journal at 19.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you know, I knew I was supposed to document my life.
Huh.
Yeah, I just felt so compelled to do it.
Yeah. Why do you think moons and rainbows are particularly significant?
Huh. I think that there is lessons to be learned, and we can be given information through what we see in the sky. You know, it's like, you know what I mean? There's stuff out there that we can gain knowledge from, and those things can be confirmations of the thoughts that we have in our head. You know, it's like, oh, we're talking about this important thing, and okay, I decided this thing, and then bam, you see a rainbow, or you see the moon rising. You know,
Right.
those can be signs.
From the ones I've seen lately, the fires and destruction and the moons with burning, you think that could symbolize some sort of destruction for society or for the cities or what?
I think for humanity, if we have humanity as a species.
Right, right.
You know, I don't see how humanity can keep going at this numbers at this kind of lifestyle. You know, everyone in China wants to be middle class. You know, like we drive ridiculous giant cars out here. You know, it's because why we have so much, but we're polluting our own environment. You know, we're poisoning ourselves. We're shitting in our own fish tank.
Right. And you're seeing that even more increasingly. You're seeing these fire and destruction symbols, right?
I haven't seen it in a while, but what I am seeing is like the planet dying. The vegetation is in front of me is dying.
Right.
You know, what did they say? 66 million ponderosa pines have died.
I'm gonna look that up and see what the number is.
I think that's what it is. Yeah, you can look it
Yeah,
up.
I saw your whole video where you say death is coming to everyone.
I was a little high, I think. But sometimes it flows through me. Sometimes it flows through me better when I'm a little high.
You laugh at the end though, because I think you're trying to show like there's something big coming. No one even seems to realize something big is coming.
Yeah.
Isn't that why you're sort of laughing? It's sort of ironic that something big change is coming and people don't even know about it.
Yeah, and I'm here on my arc.
Right, you're there on your arm. So how many videos have you made all together, can I say? You made more than what, 2,000 videos?
More than 4,000. So I video all the time, and I schedule them to come out one, sometimes two a day, and then if something cool happens, I'll publish it that day. So sometimes I'll put 3 videos a day, and then I also shoot so much, and some of it's kind of sensitive, like, oh, I went out with this girl and I don't want this other girl to know, or you know, I don't want to throw it in her face. So I set them to publish 10 years into the future. I mean, I don't lie, I don't cheat, but I also don't need to throw it in someone else's face.
Right, exactly. It'll just be heard. So what percent of those 4,000 videos are public now?
Probably, There's a way to check on YouTube. I would say close to 3,000.
Close to 3,000.
Yeah, that's just on YouTube. I got videos on Vimeo, on Facebook, on MySpace, on we're on SmugMug. I got videos on SmugMug. I got them everywhere you can put video. Anywhere I can put video, I start putting it.
MySpace, SmugMug, and what else?
Facebook, Vimeo. I got
Yeah,
video.
right. Okay. So man, there must be hundreds and hundreds of thousands, hundreds of millions of views.
It's hundreds of millions of views, either with me in it, about me, or videos that I've put out. I have 53 million views on my channel. So there's 43 million on the double rainbow video, and the other videos have 10 million. The other videos combined.
Okay, and let me make sure I have this right. When you were driving for long haul trucking, that was 1999 to 2009.
It was 94 to 2004.
Oh, I don't have that wrong.
Yeah, I drove truck for 10 years and 1 day.
Oh, so 1994 to 2004, you were doing the truck driving.
Yeah.
And the weight increased from 265 to 465?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's when you started training. Okay.
Yeah.
And am I correct that you're 6 foot tall?
Yeah.
And you lost the fight to a 6'8" giant?
Yeah, 6'8", 425 pounds.
Okay, wow.
He was so big. My left arm. It says it's on the video description of the fight on YouTube. My left arm didn't work, so I basically got into a locked cage with a giant for a real fight with one arm tied behind my back. So that's a range. I can cry over a rainbow, but I can get into a locked cage with a giant for a real fight. And I can act with Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, I saw that one. That's incredible. Now, would I say your videos are on average, they're like 1 to 30 minutes?
No, it's like 3 minutes is like pretty close to the normal. You know, there's some that are short, a minute long, and then there's some that are 15 minutes long. You know, but
I think I saw you one you jumped off. Was it a cliff or rocks? And what did you land in? Rapids or a lake or what?
I have videos of all of that shit. I jump off of bridges, off of cliffs. I jump off of rocks. I jump into rivers. I jump into lakes. I do it all.
So you jump into rapids too?
Yeah. Oh, I think I have a video somewhere where I'm boogie boarding down the rapids.
Oh my gosh.
I always had this thing like I was invincible in water. Like I was not going to die in water, right? So it's like I could have fun.
The lock cage fight, was that part of the King of the Cage Gladiator Challenge in Porterville?
Yeah.
California? Am I right about
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Okay. You grew up in the crime-affected areas of East Los Angeles?
Yep.
And then your family upgraded to the Glassell Park section in the city?
Yeah, Glassell Park. And then Baldwin Park.
Oh.
Baldwin Park was where I went to. That's where I went to my senior year in high school. And that's where we had the swimming pool.
Good. Okay, so the suburb or just the outside of the city?
It's the suburbs. Yeah, it's definitely the suburbs.
Okay. Okay, and then by the age of 20, you were jumping out of helicopters?
Yeah, that's right.
For the Los Angeles County Fire Department?
Yep.
Okay, and in 1985 you moved to Yosemite National Park.
Yeah.
Region anyway.
I moved into the valley. I lived in Yosemite Valley for 2.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yosemite Valley. Okay, and you were a park concessionaire hired you when you were 22? Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's for security, fire, and safety. I was an EMT, firefighter, and security officer all in one.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And then in 1987, that was the year you got married and had your first child.
Yeah.
A daughter.
87? Is that right? Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, January 87. And she's a Yosemite Indian. She's a Yosemite, Awanichi Indian.
I had that.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
really neat. How long was her family living in Yosemite?
They're direct descendants of Chief Tenaya, who was the chief at First Contact.
Wow, can you spell Tenaya?
Tenaya.
A-Y-I. Okay, I'll look that up. Is there, if I Google Chief Tenaya, will anything come up?
Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
Good. So for more than a quarter century, you've been doing these Native American ceremonies.
Yeah, since 1986.
1986, okay.
Yeah.
And I told there's a wake up the bear ritual, and then did you say there's a walk that retraces a historic trading path of Yosemite Indians?
Yeah, it goes from Mono Lake to Yosemite Valley every year.
Okay.
Or back. They go back.
Okay, you purchased your property for $30,750 in 1988.
Yep, when I was 25 years old.
Okay. Wow. And I already read this quote. I'm going to use you. It was good. You thought it would be good to have some land with your own water where you can grow food.
Yep.
You knew even that. You knew even back then that the system could always collapse.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Plus, there was a program where you could get a free well and septic system from Indian Health Services if you got land, building, and put electricity to it. I was like, hell yeah, I'm signing up for that. I got a free well and septic. It took me 4 years, but I got it. That was like $30,000 in today's dollars.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like God made it so easy for me, you know.
Yeah, right.
My whole life it's been like that, you know. My whole life it's been like that. I've always had really good luck. I've had this incredible timing. I don't understand. It's like I'm just blessed with all these gifts.
Yep. Okay, I think I got it all. I'm so sorry it took all of your time.
No, I don't mind. I had fun.
Okay, so I'll give you a free copy of the book when I come down.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
If I have any more questions, if I have any questions, I can email you, right?
Yeah. Plus,
Okay, all right.
I can make it.
Did I miss so far?
No. If you wanna listen to this whole thing, I have it on audio. I can send you an unlisted video.
Oh my gosh, I stumbled and stuttered. I feel so embarrassed if anyone hears that.
No one's gonna hear it. No one's gonna hear it. It's just, I record all my interviews.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, if you could email it to me, and then I can make sure I didn't get any words wrong. That
Sure.
really would be helpful. I think I got everything, but that would be wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, well, I'm going to finish up this chapter. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's so nice to talk to you.
Yeah.
Wow, I'll talk to you in person after seeing you on all the videos. Well, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
If you have any follow-up questions, I might email you.
Happy to help you in any way I can.
Oh, thank you. All right. Okay.
All right, bye.
Have a great day.
Bye. That was cool. How long did that last?